We are live, Lisa. This is Coast to Coast Beauty, and here we are live. I'm going to pop us both up now so people can see. We have Sharon Davis here on the West Coast.
And you have Lisa Washington here on the East Coast. Yeah.
And together we are Coast
to Coast Beauty.
And we welcome you today. Anyone popping on with us today? We are so excited. What are we excited about, Lisa?
It's 2018. We're excited because it's a new year. We've got a new vision, and we're going to be talking about those new visions here today. I'm so excited. I love a new year.
Yes, don't you? It's just a whole prospects of just anything can come about now. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, the world is at your feet. You know, you can just walking through diamond mines and pick up what you like, the ones you like. It's that kind of feeling. Love it. Exactly. All right. Oh, we have someone on.
Oh, who's joining us? Oh, hi, Stacy. She's always here. Isn't she sweet?
Yes. Hi, Stacy.
Happy New Year to you.
Stacy, you get the #1 fan trophy. I think you get it. Thank you for being here.
Yes, indeed. I'm trying to share this out to places into my group. And so, why don't you go ahead and start, Lisa, talking about what it is we're doing and why we're excited about it.
All right, so we are so excited because this is the beginning of our 2018 Vision Board experience. And we are inviting absolutely everyone to come and enjoy and participate in this experience with us. If you are new to Vision Board, I think you're going to find it a great introduction. If you are an old-time fan of Vision Boards, hopefully you will find some new ways to tweak it. And so we're going to get started. So Stacy says she accepts her trophy. Okay, I'll bring it to Dallas. Okay, a vision board. So what is a vision board? A vision board is, in simple terms, a collage of images that represent your future, the things that you would like to see in your future, the things that you would like to see in your life, in your lifestyle, in your future. And it could be the very near future, or it could even be a long-term future. But this collage of images is to help you to actually draw those things into existence in your life. Now, I'm going to just confess. The first time I heard about vision boards many moons ago, many years ago, I thought it was hocus pocus. I did not think, I thought, well, yeah, I'm going to cut some pictures out of a magazine and they're all just going to drop into my lap, like manna from heaven. But I was invited to come to a vision board experience, a live vision board parties. They call them parties. They call them experience. I was invited to come. And so I did go ahead and do one, but I did it mostly just because I was there and everybody else was doing it. I just flipped through the magazine, found some photos that I liked, and I glued them to the board. I didn't really have any feelings about them. I didn't really have any belief in it. And I didn't understand how it worked. Well, even with that haphazard hocus pocus thinking going on in my head, a year later, it was time to redo or revisit my vision board. And I was really astonished at the number of things that I had glued on there that had come into existence in my life. So then I started doing research. I was like, okay, what's going on here? And so my research was very, very enlightening. And so in simple layman's term, visions board work because of how the mind works. The mind works in photos. It works in Technicolor. So if you say to yourself the word house, your brain does not see the letters HOUSE. Your brain sees an actual photo or picture of a house. If you were to say the word car, your brain doesn't see the letter CAR. It actually will dredge up a photo or some photos of a car. Now, which cars your brain dredges up depends on what your life experience has been. More than likely, it's going to dredge up a picture of the car that you drive, but it could also dredge up a picture of the car that you desire to drive. And so because the brain works in photos, it works in pictures instead of words, that is what makes the vision board experience so powerful. Because once you give that brain something to work for, then it goes to work looking for it in your everyday life. It sends everything, a little feelers out into the world looking for what you want. And once those feelings find them, it tries to find a way to drag them back to you. And so therein began my experience with vision board. And that's just a simplified way of explaining what they are and how they work. Now, a vision board could be a poster board. It could be a vision book. Or it can be in some other format, but the most popular format is a board that you can hang on a wall once you're finished. Okay, so there we go. That's a simplified vision explanation for what a vision board is, and a little bit about why they work.
And I'd like to add to that, you have a lot of celebrities, a lot of very successful people who openly say that vision boards have been the key to their success. Steve Harvey, Ellen DeGeneres, Oprah Winfrey, on and on. People who say, this is what I visualize, this is what I put down, and this is what I work towards. And so that's just something I just want to throw out there. You go ahead and finish up, please. I just thought that's important because, a lot of people utilize them and that they see them as being very beneficial to their success.
Yes, and all of those people, and Jim Carrey, and the list just goes on and on. Most of the most successful people on earth utilize this way of helping to bring about what they desire in their lives. And so for many years, I've had vision board parties at my home in January. And sometimes we do it as a family. Sometimes I've done it with my business team. And sometimes I've just done it on my own because once I got really into it and I really started to understand how it works, sometimes it was very critical that I got quiet and got really quiet with myself and really put some really thought and energy and meditation into what I really wanted to see come about. Now, I would like to share. Can I share my paper that I showed you earlier from last year? Do you want to? Should I wait?
No, go ahead. Go ahead, Lisa.
And so I don't have my vision board from last year because in December I packed all the current year up and put it away so that I'm ready for the new year, because I just believe that you have to make room for the new stuff in your life. So my vision board from last year is not here, but I did go and pull out this paper that I have. And what I usually do is I get quiet and think about what I want on my vision board, and then I break it down into categories. So this is the paper with my categories from 2017. Actually, it had 2016 on here. And 2016, I just put a 7 over it last year. And it just said 2017 Dream Board, and it says find photos to represent these goals. So if you can see that, that's what it says under there. Find photos to represent these goals. Now, I had 10 goals on this list, and just this morning I went back and I circled in red the goals that I had accomplished, that had come into my life, that was on my vision board for 2017. And you see how many that actually came into existence.
Wow.
Okay.
More than half, right?
More than half. So I didn't count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of the 10 things that I had on my vision board for last year actually came to fruition. And some of them I was sharing with Sharon. I was really surprised at how they came about. I didn't plan for them to come into my life in that way, but they came into my life in a way that made me go, whoa, that was kind of powerful. I might need to dial this back a little bit, because that I didn't see coming, but they did come true. So I'm really excited about getting into this 2018 vision board experience. Yeah, Stacy, 6 out of 10 is not bad at all. And especially since some of these are long term. Some of them I knew would be a, couple of years down the road, but they're on there. Okay, they're on there. And so, and I'll just go ahead and say one of them was that gym membership and personal trainer. And I actually last month started at the gym, and this month I'm starting with a personal trainer. I already have him. He told me to just come to the gym for a month and get myself acclimated with exercising. And then we'll start after then. He'll clock me and see if I'm steady coming in on my own. So, you know what? A personal trainer, it sounds easier than it is to get one, especially one you relate to, especially one who can will listen to you and what your goals are and design a personal plan for you. And so that was one of the things that I got to mark off. So I ended the year with a personal trainer. And I'd forgotten that he was even on the list when I made the decision to go into the gym and talk to this man. Mm-hmm. And my husband met him. He likes him. Everything is cool. I love it.
Great. Yeah. Well, yeah. And we've talked about, the different ways that we both have done vision boards over the years. And me being, the in the head person or holistic person, I try to look at everything from, more than one standpoint. So I look at trying to bring what it is that you're doing with your vision board to an emotional level, to a heart level, where you actually feel it, not just see that car, but you can feel yourself sitting in the seats of that car, the smell of that car, how it feels to turn the key. Or so most new cars, you don't even need to turn the key. I mean, you just have to have the little with you. But experiencing it on all levels, as many senses that you can bring in, the more this experience actually is real to you. So that's what we're going to look at and share with you right now. I want to say that anybody jumping on, please, drop us a line, say you're here, or an emoji or something. And of course, our replay viewers, we love you as always. We love the replay viewers, and we love Stacy and my grandmother. She's not here. I'm surprised. Oh, where are you, Grandma? Anyway, so I guess I'll start with how I do this to be able to bring in multiple senses into the experience. And it's really very, very simple. So let me just say that this is actually going to be like a 3-week project that we're doing, right, Lisa?
I thought two or 3. We end on the 19th. Is that 3 weeks?
That's 3 weeks, yeah, 12, 19. So the first part is all heart-centered, heartfelt experience. So what you're going to do, you can either get a picture of you, or you can take a picture and draw it in the center of a piece of paper. That's simple. And then you are going to put up to 5 categories. Now, a lot of times people come up with more, sometimes people can't come up with anything. But one of the things that I've learned over the years, I think it's Brian Tracy that talks about this. I can't think of the name of the theory, but what it basically is saying is that 80% of your time is allocated to 20% of your activity, meaning that you're spending most of your time on goals that are only the 20%, the little tiny ones, but they are the major goals. A lot of people, most successful people, actually have one or two main goals that they work on all the time. And any of the smaller goals along with them are actually still steps to get to those major goals.
Yeah,
So,
the 80-20 rule.
huh?
The 80-20 rule.
Yeah, but it's a name for it too, but I can't think of it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, keeping that in line, the first thing you're going to do after you make your little picture there is you have to define who you are, what you are about. And some people will call that a mission statement. Now, people write a mission statement and it can be 5 and 6 pages long, but guess what? That's all irrelevant. Okay. Write it. If it's 5 pages long, fine. But you want to get it down to a sentence. I think if you look on my personal page, my mission statement, and I'm gonna ask Lisa to verify if that covers me. It says, God first, family and friends always. Remember, everything you do and everything you don't do is teaching someone something. Give them your best.
Okay.
Is that me?
That's you.
I could write a whole lot of other crazy things, but getting it down to the actual nitty gritty is what you want it to say. What do people think of when you walk in the room or when you walk out of the room? Well, hopefully when you walk in is because that's the good part. But that's what you want to focus on, is getting that statement of who you are at the core. I mean, it needs to make you feel bubble up that that's me, and really pride and just overwhelming of feelings about that. So then once you have that mission statement, then you're going to look at those areas that you put down and see how that statement fits in there and how you can apply it. So then you're going to write some little things about each of those areas based on your grand statement of who you see yourself as. Can you feel that?
Yes.
Just feel it. Feel who you are.
You have to feel who you are. I get it. I love it.
Who you are. And
Yeah.
so writing it down and getting all that together is the first part of the exercise for this week. So next week, once you have your little statements down, then that will help you to actually know what materials you need. Most of the time people tell you get your glue, get your scissors, get your magazines and this and the other. And I'm not a proponent for using a lot of magazine pictures. I actually think it's more effective to go on your Facebook and find events and situations and pictures that occurred over last year or 5 years or however long your Facebook's been up. I know, Lisa, that's a sore point for you.
Don't make me cry.
Facebook did her wrong. Anyway, so look at those pictures and make them, come on now, don't shut up on me. All right, whatever. My other computer's working. So get those pictures together, print them out if you want, or you can, do a collage online with the statements and your mission statements, whichever you prefer. You can do it the way I've done some in the past, which, is a board thing. And then I've also done them where they're totally done online. This is another huge one. You can't even hardly see. pretty big.
It's a big one, Sharon.
Yeah, a big one.
That's a big one.
But that's the point. The point is to connect with those 5 categories based on who you see yourself as. Once you do that, you will have all the things you need to be able to start building what it is you're going to work towards. In addition to that, you'll be able to utilize those things as a means of setting goals, setting a path so that you can actually follow along and see, okay, here I am now, here's where I was, here's where I'm going. And it really, at the end of the year, if you're using it as a year thing, you can see it as a roadmap. You can share it with someone else as to how it really fits in to who you are and what you're going towards and where you're going to be. So.
And I will say that the emotion that goes with it is critical. And just some of the things that come to mind over the years. I remember one year I wanted to make a certain income, but I couldn't just put the income on there. I put a picture of a graduation cap, the cap that goes with the cap and gown. And it was because I wanted to make that income so that I could pay for my child's private school. I wanted him to graduate, and I thought his chances was better there. So in the money section, it didn't have dollar bills. It had a picture of that cap and gown, that hat from the cap and gown, so that when I saw it, I knew that was really close to my heart. Another time, one of the things I wanted to do was pay off this huge loan, and it was a huge loan, and the payments were pretty significant. But my husband was working overtime to make sure we made those loan payments. And I wanted him to be home instead of at the job working overtime. So my heart was in the money to pay off that loan. It wasn't just about that money. It was about the fact that I wanted to have date night again. And he was always working overtime on a Friday night, and that had to go. So, and I could, go through so many things that I remember over the years putting on there, and somebody else who would look at my board, it wouldn't make sense to them. But when I looked at it, it made sense to me. And I could get teary-eyed sometimes thinking about all the things that I have put on there over the years that have really made a difference. And I'm going to be honest, sometimes I put some stuff on there that didn't make no sense because I was at a vision board party and everybody else was putting it and I did it too. But it wasn't hard. It wasn't what I wanted. It wasn't, it didn't connect with me. So don't let this be about what other people want for you or what other people want for themselves. It has got to be what you want. And there's got to be a reason why you want it. A reason.
Right. Exactly. And that's the thing, is you can't connect with somebody else's heart. Somebody else's heart, dreams of somebody else's heart. You can't. So you really have to pull in what it won't have that impact and so forth. Now, I also want to mention that, people do vision boards at the beginning of the year, but that's not the only time that you can. I mean, I have a friend, that's what she does. Her business is doing vision boards, holding vision board workshops, and she does it all year long. And then she has them where they can come back and review what they've done and where they're at and readjust things and so forth. And that's really cool. So don't think that, if you didn't do one at the beginning of the year last year, or you didn't do it this year, whatever, you can start at any time. And our system will be here on this page for you to be able to come back and look and see on this page and on both of our YouTube channels for you to look at it and start where you're at. But the most important part is defining who you see yourself as.
And I will add this one thing. If you have people in your life that you care about, invite them to do it. Even kids. As I said, we've done it as a family. My husband really doesn't like to get into it. Well, actually, he didn't, and then eventually he was like, "That's some powerful stuff you be dealing with." He's like, "Stay away from me with that stuff because you're." I'm scared of you, is what he says, because it was like, you can bring that stuff out of I bring things into existence, and so now he's a believer. It was like, you could be dangerous. My kids say that I could be a weapon. They said that I could be a weapon. So, and that's because they have grown up watching me do this, and they have experienced the things that I have put on there, and some of the things that I have encouraged them to put on theirs. They have experienced it come into their life. And so now they were like, oh my goodness, what kind of mumbo jumbo do you have going there? So if you have kids, I would encourage you, get them started now. Get them started dreaming and connecting to who they are at their core, at their center right now, because they are less likely to be led astray by peer pressure. They are less likely to make bad decisions when they are already on a purpose-driven path. Okay. Sometimes I heard somebody say that, it's harder for the streets to claim your kids if they're already claimed somewhere else. You can't be in two places at the same time. And if they're working towards some really heart-centered things that are on their heart, that they want, that they connect to, then they're less likely to be attracted to. I'm not saying it won't happen. I'm saying they're less likely to be attracted to those things that the world is going to throw at them. And they're more likely to, and if they do get off track, they're more likely to come back to their roots and to their center, if they know where that center, if somebody's taught them how to find that center. So, as a mother of some grown kids, I've seen it all, been through it all, done it all. But I am really happy about that part, that, when they get off track sometimes, and they do, I don't worry too much, because I know that my husband and I did the best job we could of giving them something to center them.
Right. And it's just as wonderful as it is with children. Actually, last year was the first time that we did this. Is the first time I drug my husband into this process, because he's usually, you go on, baby, you're fine. I'm like, I got it. But we did a vision board experience with couples. And that was absolutely just fantastic, because you may have dreams and goals for yourself, but if you're not making goals with your partner, how do you support each other on those goals?
That's
and
true.
It was just awesome, just seeing the way the couples interacted. And they got into a little scuffle over, no, I don't want that car, I want this car. Okay, well, now we got to compromise on what car we're going to put here, and why do you want that car? Why are you so, and you'd hear the woman say something like, well, actually it gets such and such gas mileage, and the guy saying, well, I like the color. And I would think it would have been the opposite. Yeah. It was really a fantastic experience seeing them do it as a couple. And we'll probably do that again around Valentine's Day, maybe. I don't know. We might. I'm not sure. We've got so much going on this year. Yeah. But it was really a powerful experience seeing it as a couple. Yeah.
Okay, so why don't we just do a little recap?
Exactly.
So the recap is, the vision board is a collage or a collection of images that represent not only the things that you want to bring into your life, but also the feelings that you want to feel when those things show up. So that's what the power of the vision board is. It is that the images will then ignite the feelings that you want to feel when you get those things. Okay. And so, and that won't happen by accident. So as Sharon was saying, you have to get quiet and sit down and write out your mission and your, not just what you want, but why you want it and how do you expect to feel when you get it.
What happened? We had some kind of We had some kind of distortion, audio distortion there.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear it. It's everything is smooth on my end, and my internet didn't say slow connection.
Yeah, well, that's the first time I heard it at the beginning, but it's real brief. It was real brief this time too. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We figure them out as we go.
Maybe that's it's time to wrap it up.
Ah,
Okay. All right. So we are trying to come up with a way to touch the bases a couple of times during the week during this whole experience. So maybe Monday and Wednesday we can pop in for a couple of minutes and see how you're going and give a few more tips. And then before we come back for our full episode on Friday, we'll see what we can do, but we'll announce it before we do it.
yes.
Right?
Exactly. Definitely.
Oh.
And again, the recap on what I was saying is that you want to definitely define who you see yourself as. Define who you see yourself as, and then put those with the categories that you choose, whether it's financial, health, relationships, career, whatever it is. You need that statement of who you are to fit along with that. So that's very important. So over this week, you're going to just either put a picture of you in the center of that paper or make a stick figure, however you want to do it. If you're doing it on a regular piece of paper, or go to print shop or whatever and do it on that kind of a platform. Either way, online or on a hard copy, it's fine. But go ahead and define who you are and then define your categories and make statements about them. So then next week when we get back together, we'll be able to go on to the next step, the next part of this. And it's going to be a lot of fun, I really think.
I think so too. Because we're going to be doing ours too.
Yes. We'll be doing ours as we go. I think in terms of recapping, I wanted to mention that we had a lot of new people join like us over the last week. And I wanted to just give them a shout out. Maribel, Diane, Veronica, Patty, Sarah, Rebecca, Kim, Mary, Carol, Chrissy Slap. I thought that's a cute name. Chrissy Slap, Teresa, Arlene, Lydia, Dawn, Cindy, and Linda. So we really appreciate your liking our page and put on the notifications. Those of you who have already liked our page and those that are going to like our page, so that when we come on for these brief little tidbits there, you'll get notified that we're here and that we're doing it, so you can check it out then or check it out later. But it's important to set the notification so that you're aware.
Yes.
We're really excited about our growth.
Yeah.
We're really excited about our growth, and we're really excited about being able to bring some projects like this to you guys. So, yeah.
Okay. All right. So we come to the end of another episode. Yeah.
Another awesome episode of Coast to Coast Beauty. I'm Sharon Davis on the West Coast.
And I am Lisa Washington on the East Coast. And together, we would like to wish you a beautiful week until we see you again. And we would like to kiss you goodbye.
Bye-bye. Bye, Stacy. Goodbye. We had several people on today. Only Stacy popped in verbally. I mean, in writing anyway. Yeah.
In writing.
Bye-bye. Close down. Okay, I'll see you. Oh, mama. Oh, my grandmother just pops in now. We're saying we're still live. We're not supposed to be live.
How can you tell?
I see the thing that says live. I'll just close it down. Bye-bye.